You are standing at a crossroads right now. One path leads to more of the same. More excuses. More delay. More years passing while you watch others live the life you dream about. The other path leads to transformation. To power. To the life you know you were meant to live. Most people will never take that second path. Not because they cannot. But because they will not. They wait for permission. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for circumstances to align like stars in some cosmic arrangement that will never come. They have been taught to believe that success is something that happens to people, not something people make happen. This is a lie. A comfortable lie. A popular lie. But a lie nonetheless. Success does not arrive by accident. It does not fall from the sky. It does not reward those who merely hope and wish and dream in the quiet corners of their minds. Success is forged. It is built. It is constructed day by day, decision by decision, through the disciplined application of definite principles. And you can begin that construction today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you feel ready or inspired or confident. Today. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. The next 90 days of your life will reveal who you truly are. Not who you think you are. Not who you tell people you are. But who you prove yourself to be through your actions when no one is watching and nothing is forcing your hand. 90 days. 12 weeks that will either solidify the patterns keeping you trapped or break them entirely and set you free. You have lived your entire life according to invisible patterns. Patterns of thought. Patterns of emotion. Patterns of behavior. These patterns run like software in the background of your consciousness. You do not see them. You do not question them. But they control everything. Your income is a pattern. Your relationships are patterns. Your health is a pattern. Your confidence is a pattern. Every result in your life is the visible manifestation of invisible patterns running beneath the surface. And here is what you must understand: 90 days is the exact amount of time required to overwrite an old pattern and install a new one. Not overnight. Not in 21 days, as popular psychology suggests. True transformation, the kind that lasts, requires 90 days of consistent, focused, deliberate action. This video is your invitation to those 90 days. But understand this: I am not here to motivate you with pleasant words and temporary excitement. Motivation fades. Inspiration dies. What you need is something far more powerful. You need truth. You need a system. You need a challenge that will force you to become someone new. Before we go further, do something for me right now. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment telling me where in the world you are watching this from. Make that small commitment. Because if you cannot commit to that simple action, you will never commit to the 90 days ahead. Do it now. That small action is your first step. Your first proof that you are serious. That you are different. That you are ready to stop being a spectator in your own life and become the creator of your destiny. There is a law at work in your life right now. You cannot see it, but it operates with the same certainty as gravity. It does not care about your feelings. It does not respond to your excuses. It simply is. This law states, your life moves in the direction of your dominant thoughts, powered by the consistency of your daily actions. Read that again. Your life moves in the direction of your dominant thoughts, powered by the consistency of your daily actions. Most people reverse this equation. They believe their circumstances create their thoughts. They believe their current situation determines what actions are possible. They live as effects, not causes. They are reactive beings, bouncing from one external event to another, convinced that life is something that happens to them rather than something they create. This is why most people never change. They wait for their circumstances to improve before they change their thinking. They wait for their bank account to grow before they develop the mind of a wealthy person. They wait for respect before they become respectable. They wait for love before they become loving. They have the entire sequence backwards. The law does not work that way. The law works from the inside out, never from the outside in. Your current results, no matter what they are, began as thoughts. Thoughts repeated until they became beliefs. Beliefs reinforced until they became expectations. Expectations acted upon until they became habits. Habits continued until they became your character. And your character, operating day after day, created your destiny. Everything you are living right now, you created. Not consciously, perhaps. Most people create their lives by default, not by design. But you created it nonetheless. The job you have or do not have. The money in your bank account or the debt that weighs you down. The relationships that fulfill you or drain you. The body you inhabit. The respect you command or the invisibility you suffer. All of it traces back to patterns of thought and action that you have repeated until they became automatic. This is not punishment. This is power. Because if you created your current reality, you can create a different one. But you must accept total responsibility first. No exceptions. No excuses. No blaming of parents or economy or bad luck or past mistakes. Those things may have happened. But they do not determine what you do next. What you do next is the only thing that matters. And what I am proposing is this: 90 days of absolute commitment to a new pattern. 90 days in which you think differently, speak differently, and act differently. 90 days in which you prove to yourself that you are not a victim of circumstance but a creator of reality. Why 90 days specifically? Because less time is not enough to break the momentum of your old patterns. 21 days might create a new behavior, but it will not rewire your identity. 30 days might show you what is possible, but it will not make you into the person for whom success is natural. 90 days is the minimum time required for deep transformation. In 90 days, your nervous system adapts. Your brain creates new neural pathways. Your self-image updates. Your habits become automatic. The person you are pretending to be for 90 days becomes who you actually are. But here is what you must understand about this challenge: it is not about what you get at the end of 90 days. It is about who you become. Most people approach goals with the wrong question. They ask, "What will I have?" The right question is, "Who will I be?" Because the person who completes 90 days of disciplined action is not the same person who started. That person has developed qualities that cannot be taken away. Self-trust. Self-respect. Mental toughness. The proven knowledge that they can commit and follow through. These qualities are worth more than any external achievement. With these qualities, you can create anything. Without them, everything you achieve will eventually slip away because you have not become the person capable of maintaining success. This is why lottery winners go bankrupt. This is why people lose the weight they fought to shed. This is why relationships fail and businesses crumble. Because the external change came without the internal transformation. You must become the person first. Then the results follow naturally. Now listen to this carefully: the 90-day challenge I am describing is not complicated. It does not require expensive resources or special advantages. It does not depend on your current circumstances. It depends entirely on decision. Decision is the invisible bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Not hope. Not wishing. Not trying. Decision. Most people have never truly decided anything in their lives. They dabble. They experiment. They give it a shot and see what happens. This is not decision. This is hesitation dressed up as action. True decision means cutting off all other possibilities. The word itself comes from the Latin decidere, which means to cut off. When you decide, you burn the bridges. You remove the escape routes. You commit totally. And when you commit totally, something remarkable happens. The universe responds. Resources appear. Opportunities open. People enter your life. Coincidences multiply. Not because of magic, but because your absolute commitment changes your perception, your energy, and your actions. You notice things you missed before. You pursue paths you previously ignored. You become a different force moving through the world. But this only happens after total commitment. Partial commitment produces partial results, or more often, no results at all. The universe does not reward half-hearted effort. Nature does not respond to indecision. You must commit absolutely to your 90 days. Not, "I'll try." Not, "I'll do my best." Not, "I'll see how it goes." These are the languages of failure. These are the phrases people use to prepare their excuses in advance. You must say, "I will do this. For 90 days, without exception, I will follow the pattern I establish. Nothing will stop me. No circumstance will deter me. This is decided." When you speak this way, you set forces in motion. Your subconscious mind hears the command and begins to organize your thoughts, perceptions, and actions around this new directive. Your conscious mind becomes alert to opportunities. Your body adapts its energy levels. You become a unified force moving toward a single objective. This is the power of definite purpose applied over a definite period of time. Most people have no definite purpose. They have vague wishes. They want more money, or better health, or happiness. These are not purposes. These are daydreams. A definite purpose is specific, measurable, time-bound, clear enough that you could describe it to a stranger and they would know exactly what you mean. For your 90-day challenge, you must choose one definite purpose. Not 10. Not 5. 1. One area of your life that you will transform completely in 90 days. Perhaps it is your body. Perhaps it is your income. Perhaps it is your skill level in your profession. Perhaps it is your marriage. Perhaps it is your daily habits and routines. Choose one. The human mind cannot focus with full power on multiple objectives simultaneously. When you scatter your attention, you scatter your power. When you focus your attention on one definite objective, you concentrate your power like sunlight through a magnifying glass. Concentrated power burns through obstacles. Scattered power does nothing. So choose one area. One transformation. One 90-day mission. And then you must get clear on what success looks like. Not vague success. Specific success. What exactly will be different 90 days from now? If your focus is your body, what exactly will you weigh? What exactly will you be able to do physically? What exactly will your habits look like? If your focus is your income, what exactly will you have earned? What exactly will you have sold or created? What exactly will be in place that is not in place now? If your focus is your skill, what exactly will you be able to do that you cannot do now? What exactly will you have studied? What exactly will you have practiced? Clarity is power. Vagueness is paralysis. Write down your 90-day objective in one clear sentence. Read it every morning. Read it every evening. Let it become the organizing principle of your entire life for the next 12 weeks. Everything you do must be measured against this question: does this move me toward my 90-day objective or away from it? If it moves you toward it, do it. If it moves you away, eliminate it. It is that simple. Not easy. Simple. There is a difference. Simple means uncomplicated. Easy means requiring little effort. The 90-day challenge is supremely simple but will require more effort than you have given to anything in a long time. And that is exactly why it works. Effort applied consistently in a focused direction creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates more effort. This upward spiral is how transformation happens. But it must begin with the first day. The first decision. The first action taken in a new direction. And that action must be taken regardless of how you feel. Here is another truth most people never learn: your feelings are irrelevant to your success. You have been taught to honor your feelings, to listen to them, to let them guide you. This is catastrophic advice. Your feelings are reactions to your current patterns and circumstances. If your current patterns are patterns of mediocrity, your feelings will tell you to stay comfortable, to avoid risk, to play it safe, to do tomorrow what you did today. If you obey your feelings, you will never change. Successful people do not wait until they feel like taking action. They take action, and the feelings follow. Discipline comes before motivation, not after. You create the new pattern first, through sheer will, and eventually your emotions catch up. But in the beginning, you will not feel like it. You will feel resistance, doubt, fear, discomfort. These feelings are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are signs that you are changing. Change feels uncomfortable. Growth feels threatening to the part of you that wants safety and predictability. But that part of you is not your ally. It is your prison guard. For 90 days, you must ignore the prison guard and follow the plan. Every single day. Without exception. Without negotiation. This is non-negotiable consistency, and it is the difference between those who transform and those who merely dream about it. Now we must talk about why you have not done this before. Not to punish you. Not to make you feel bad. But to expose the patterns that have been running your life so that you can finally break free of them. You have attempted change before. Perhaps many times. You have set goals. Made resolutions. Started programs. Bought courses. Made promises to yourself and others. And you have stopped. Sometimes within days. Sometimes within weeks. Occasionally you lasted a month or two before the old patterns pulled you back. Why? Not because you are weak. Not because you lack potential. But because you approached change with the wrong strategy and the wrong understanding. You treated change as an event, not a process. You relied on motivation instead of building systems. You expected yourself to transform without transforming your environment, your habits, your daily rhythms, and your identity. Let me show you the specific mistakes that have been sabotaging you. Mistake number 1, you started without counting the cost. You got excited about a vision of your future self and launched forward with enthusiasm. But you did not sit down and calculate what this transformation would actually require. What you would have to sacrifice. What you would have to give up. What price you would have to pay every single day. So when the price came due, you were surprised. Shocked. Overwhelmed. And you quit. Every transformation has a price. That price is paid in time, in effort, in discomfort, in saying no to things you currently say yes to. If you do not count this cost in advance and decide that you are willing to pay it, you will not follow through. Before you begin your 90 days, you must ask yourself, what will this cost me? What will I have to sacrifice? What comforts will I have to abandon? What temporary pleasures will I have to postpone? And then you must decide, is this transformation worth that price? If the answer is not a clear yes, do not start. Because you will fail, and that failure will damage your self-trust even further. But if the answer is yes, write down the price. Make it concrete. Acknowledge it. Prepare for it. So that when you face it, you are not surprised. You simply pay it, because you decided it was worth it. Mistake number 2. You tried to rely on willpower instead of building a system. Willpower is a limited resource. It depletes throughout the day. Every decision you make, every temptation you resist, every impulse you control drains your willpower tank. If your transformation strategy depends on you making the right choice in the moment, again and again, through sheer force of will, you will fail. Because eventually your willpower will be depleted, and you will default back to your automatic patterns. Successful transformation is not about willpower. It is about systems and environments. You must build a daily system that makes the right choices automatic. You must design your environment so that the path of least resistance leads toward your goal, not away from it. If you want to eat better, you do not rely on willpower when you are hungry and standing in front of your refrigerator. You remove the unhealthy food from your home entirely. You prepare healthy meals in advance. You create a system where eating well is easier than eating poorly. If you want to exercise consistently, you do not rely on willpower to get you to the gym. You lay out your workout clothes the night before. You schedule it at the same time every day. You remove the friction. You make it automatic. Systems beat willpower every single time. For your 90-day challenge, you must build a system. A daily routine that includes the specific actions required for your transformation. A routine that happens at the same time every day. A routine that becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. This is not optional. This is essential. Mistake number 3, you told everyone about your goals. This seems counterintuitive. You have been taught that declaring your goals publicly creates accountability. But research shows the opposite. When you tell people about your goals, your brain receives a premature sense of accomplishment. You get the social reward and recognition before you do the work. This satisfies your need for validation and actually reduces your motivation to follow through. Keep your 90-day challenge mostly private. Tell one person, perhaps. Someone who will hold you accountable without congratulating you prematurely. But do not announce it on social media. Do not tell everyone you know. Do not seek validation for your intention. Seek validation through your results. Let people discover your transformation after it is complete. Let your actions speak. This also protects you from the opinions and doubts of others. Most people, when you tell them you are going to change dramatically, will subtly discourage you. Not out of malice, but out of their own limitations. They will project their own inability to change onto you. They will warn you about disappointment. They will remind you of past failures. They will tell you to be realistic. These voices, even when they come from people who love you, are poison to your transformation. Avoid them. Do the work in private. Emerge transformed. Then share if you choose to. Mistake number 4, you focused on outcomes instead of identity. You set a goal to lose 20 pounds. To make $10,000. To run a marathon. These are outcome goals. And outcome goals have a fatal flaw: they are temporary. Even if you achieve them as the same person who started. And that person will drift back to their old patterns because those patterns are part of their identity. The person who sees themselves as undisciplined will eventually stop exercising, even if they lose the weight. The person who sees themselves as broke will eventually sabotage their income, even if they have a temporary windfall. The person who sees themselves as lazy will eventually return to inaction, even if they complete a challenging project. You must change your identity, not just your outcomes. Instead of saying, "I want to lose 20 pounds, say, "I am becoming a healthy person." Instead of saying, "I want to make more money," say, "I am becoming a person who creates value and attracts abundance." Instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," say, "I am becoming an athlete." These are identity statements. And when you repeat them, believe them, and act in accordance with them every single day, they reshape who you are at the deepest level. Your 90-day challenge is not about achieving a result. It is about becoming a different person. The result is simply evidence of that transformation. Ask yourself, who must I become to naturally maintain the success I seek? What does that person think? How do they speak? How do they spend their time? What do they value? What do they refuse to tolerate? Become that person. The results will follow. Mistake number 5, you waited for the perfect time. You told yourself you would start when things calmed down. When you were less stressed. When you had more time. When you had more money. When the circumstances were ideal. There is no perfect time. There never will be. Life is always complicated. There are always obstacles. There are always reasons to wait. If you wait for ideal conditions, you will wait forever. The perfect time is now. Today. This moment. With all your current limitations and challenges. You begin anyway. In fact, starting when conditions are difficult makes you stronger. It proves that your commitment is real. It builds the kind of mental toughness that cannot be developed in comfort. Stop waiting. Start now. Mistake number 6, you accepted excuses from yourself. You missed a day and told yourself it was okay because you were tired. Or sick. Or busy. Or stressed. You negotiated with yourself. You made exceptions. You were flexible with your standards. This is how patterns die. The moment you accept an excuse, you teach yourself that your commitment is conditional. You teach yourself that your word to yourself does not really mean anything. You teach yourself that you will quit when things get hard. And things will get hard. They always do. If you accept excuses, you will quit. It is only a matter of time. For your 90 days, you must become absolutely inflexible with yourself. No exceptions. No excuses. No negotiations. You do what you committed to do, every single day, regardless of circumstances. If you are sick, you do a modified version. If you are traveling, you adapt the routine. If you are exhausted, you do it anyway. You find a way, or you make a way, but you do not make excuses. This is not cruelty. This is self-respect. This is honoring your own word. This is building the identity of a person who follows through. And here is what you will discover: you are capable of far more than you believe. The limits you think are real are mostly illusions. When you refuse to accept excuses, you break through those illusions and discover your true capacity. Mistake number 7, you did it alone. Human beings are social creatures. We are influenced profoundly by the people around us. If you are surrounded by people who accept mediocrity, you will drift toward mediocrity no matter how strong your intentions. You need a different environment. Even if it is just one person who is also committed to growth. One person who will check in with you. One person who will tell you the truth when you start making excuses. One person who holds the standard when you want to lower it. Find that person. Or create a group of such people. Or hire a coach. Or join a program. But do not do this alone. Isolation is the enemy of transformation. Mistake number 8, you never reviewed your progress. You started strong, but you never stopped to measure your progress. You never tracked your actions. You never celebrated small wins. You never adjusted your approach when something was not working. So you drifted. You lost focus. You forgot why you started. And eventually you stopped. For your 90 days, you must track everything. Every single day, you must record whether you completed your committed actions. Every week, you must review your progress. Every 30 days, you must assess what is working and what needs adjustment. This is not obsessive. This is strategic. What gets measured gets managed. What gets reviewed gets improved. And when you see your streak of consistent days growing, something powerful happens in your psychology. You do not want to break the streak. You build momentum. You develop pride. You create evidence that you are changing. This evidence is fuel for your continued effort. These are the mistakes that have stopped you before. Now you know them. Now you can avoid them. Now you can succeed where you previously failed. But only if you apply this knowledge. Knowing is not enough. You must act. The moment you decide to begin your 90-day challenge, something shifts inside you. It is subtle at first. But it is real. You move from being a person who reacts to life to being a person who creates life. From effect to cause. From victim to victor. From passenger to driver. This shift begins in your mind. In how you think about yourself. In how you speak to yourself. In the story you tell about who you are and what you are capable of. The old story must die. It has served its time. It kept you safe, perhaps, but it also kept you small. The new story begins with a simple declaration: I am responsible. Not responsible for what happened in the past. Not responsible for the circumstances you inherited. Not responsible for what other people did or did not do. But absolutely responsible for what you do next. This is total responsibility. And it is the foundation of all personal power. Most people spend their entire lives giving away their power. Blaming parents. Blaming society. Blaming the economy. Blaming luck. Every time you blame something outside yourself, you declare yourself powerless. You declare that forces beyond your control determine your destiny. This may protect your ego, but it destroys your life. When you accept total responsibility, you reclaim total power. You may not control what happens to you, but you absolutely control how you respond. And your response, repeated consistently over time, determines everything. Your 90-day challenge is an exercise in total responsibility. For 90 days, you will stop blaming. Stop complaining. Stop explaining why things are the way they are. You will simply decide what you want and act accordingly. This requires a new way of thinking. Old thinking: I will try and see what happens. New thinking: I will commit absolutely and make it happen. Old thinking: I hope this works. New thinking: I will make this work. Old thinking: if circumstances allow, I will succeed. New thinking: regardless of circumstances, I will persist until I succeed. Do you see the difference? One mindset gives circumstances the power. The other keeps the power in your hands. For 90 days, you must think like a creator, not a consumer. A builder, not a borrower. A force of nature, not a leaf in the wind. This means rejecting all victim language. No more "I can't" unless it refers to a true physical impossibility. No more "I don't have time" when what you mean is "I have not prioritized this." No more "I'll try" when what you mean is "I am not really committed." Words create reality. The language you use with yourself shapes your identity. Change your language, and you change your life. Say instead, "I choose. I will. I am." These are the words of power. These are the words of creators. I choose to wake up early. Not, I have to. Choice implies power. Obligation implies victimhood. I will complete my workout. Not, I'll try to work out. Commitment, not hope. I am a disciplined person. Not, I want to be disciplined. Identity, not aspiration. Your subconscious mind is listening to every word you say. Speak to it with the language of power, and it will organize your life accordingly. Now understand this: your new mindset must include a different relationship with discomfort. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They have been trained to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This is natural, but it is also the source of their stagnation. All growth happens in discomfort. All transformation requires you to do what feels unnatural until it becomes natural. All progress demands that you regularly move beyond your comfort zone. For 90 days, you must embrace discomfort. Not suffer needlessly. But recognize that the uncomfortable feeling you get when you do something difficult is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is right. It is a sign that you are growing. When you feel the resistance to waking up early, that discomfort is your old pattern fighting for survival. When you feel the fear before taking a risk, that fear is your ego trying to keep you safe. When you feel the doubt about whether you can really do this, that doubt is your past trying to convince you that the future must look like yesterday. Feel these things. Acknowledge them. And do what you committed to do anyway. Discomfort is temporary. Regret is permanent. The discomfort of discipline lasts moments. The regret of not trying lasts a lifetime. Choose wisely. Your new mindset must also include a different relationship with time. Most people see time as something that happens to them. They are busy. They are overwhelmed. They do not have enough time. Time slips away. Time flies. This is victim language about time. Time is the one resource distributed equally to every human being. You have the same 24 hours as everyone else. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the amount of time they have. It is how they use the time they have. For 90 days, you will become a master of your time. You will not let it pass unconsciously. You will allocate it deliberately. You will spend it on what matters and refuse to waste it on what does not. This means you must know what matters. You must be clear on your priority. And then you must build your daily schedule around that priority, not around other people's demands and distractions. Your 90-day objective is your priority. Everything else is secondary. If it does not serve your objective, it does not belong in your schedule. This will require you to say no. To people. To opportunities. To entertainment. To comfort. To many things that are not bad in themselves but are not aligned with your current mission. Saying no is an act of power. It is a declaration that you control your life, not the other way around. Most people cannot say no. They are addicted to approval. They fear disappointing others. So they say yes to everything and wonder why they never accomplish anything significant. You must break this pattern. For 90 days, you must become comfortable with the discomfort of saying no. With letting people down. With being misunderstood. With choosing your mission over their expectations. This does not make you selfish. It makes you focused. And focus is the prerequisite for excellence. Your new mindset must also include a different relationship with failure. You will fail. Not might fail. Will fail. You will have bad days. You will make mistakes. You will fall short of your own standards sometimes. This is not a problem. This is part of the process. Old thinking treats failure as evidence that you should quit. New thinking treats failure as feedback that helps you adjust and improve. When you fail, you do not spiral into self-pity or self-punishment. You ask, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust? What do I need to do differently tomorrow? And then you get up and continue. Because the only real failure is quitting. Everything else is just data. In fact, you should expect the challenges to intensify as you progress. This is not a sign that you are off track. It is a sign that you are on track. When you commit to transformation, your old patterns will fight back. Your environment will test you. Your mind will throw doubts at you. Life will present obstacles. This is normal. This is part of the process. The universe is testing your commitment. Your old identity is trying to reassert itself. Resistance always increases before a breakthrough. When things get difficult, do not interpret that as evidence that you should stop. Interpret it as evidence that you are close to a breakthrough. That your transformation is threatening the old order. That you are about to level up. And push through anyway. Your new mindset must also include a vision that extends beyond 90 days. The 90 days are not the end. They are the beginning. They are the foundation. They are the proof to yourself that you can commit and follow through. After 90 days, you do not return to your old life. You begin the next level. You choose the next transformation. You continue the upward spiral. Because the truth is this: once you prove to yourself that you can transform one area of your life through 90 days of disciplined action, you realize you can transform any area. You become a person who creates change, not someone who hopes for it. This realization is worth more than any single achievement. Because it means you are no longer limited by your circumstances or your past. You are only limited by your willingness to commit and your discipline to follow through. And those are things you control completely. So your 90-day challenge is not just about the specific goal you choose. It is about becoming the kind of person who sets a goal and achieves it. Who commits and follows through. Who says they will do something and then does it. This is the identity shift that changes everything. Now we move from principle to practice. From understanding to application. From knowing to doing. What follows are the specific actions you must take to successfully complete your 90-day challenge. These are not suggestions. These are requirements. Follow them exactly, and you will transform. Ignore them, and you will fail. Action 1. Define your specific 90-day objective. Sit down with a pen and paper. Not your phone. Not your computer. A pen and paper. There is power in the physical act of writing. Write at the top of the page, "My 90-day objective." Now write one sentence that describes exactly what you will accomplish in the next 90 days. Make it specific. Make it measurable. Make it challenging but achievable. Not, "I want to get healthier." That is vague and weak. Instead, "I will lose 15 pounds and exercise 5 days per week for 90 consecutive days." Not, "I want to make more money." That is wishful thinking. Instead, "I will generate $10,000 in additional income by creating and selling my new service to 20 clients." Not, "I want to improve my relationship." That is unmeasurable. Instead, "I will have a meaningful conversation with my spouse for 30 minutes every evening for 90 consecutive days." Do you see the difference? Specific. Measurable. Clear. Write your objective. Read it aloud. Make sure it excites you and scares you at the same time. If it does not scare you even a little, it is not challenging enough. If it does not excite you, it is not meaningful enough. Once you have written it, copy it onto a card that you will carry with you. Copy it into your phone. Put it where you will see it multiple times every day. This objective is now your North Star. Every decision for the next 90 days will be evaluated against it. Action 2. Design your daily system. Your objective will not be achieved by occasional bursts of effort. It will be achieved by small actions repeated every single day. Your job now is to identify those daily actions and build them into a system. Ask yourself, what specific actions, if done every single day for 90 days, would make my objective inevitable? Write down 3 to 5 daily actions. No more than 5. You must be able to complete these actions every day, no matter what else is happening in your life. If your objective is weight loss, your daily actions might be: eat according to my meal plan with no exceptions. Exercise for 45 minutes. Drink 8 glasses of water. Get 7 hours of sleep. Journal about my progress for 5 minutes. If your objective is income, your daily actions might be: spend 2 hours on income-producing activities. Reach out to 3 potential clients. Create 1 piece of content that demonstrates my value. Study my craft for 30 minutes. Review my numbers and adjust my strategy. If your objective is relational, your daily actions might be: have a 30-minute conversation with no distractions. Express 1 specific appreciation. Perform 1 act of service. Pray or meditate for 10 minutes on being a better partner. Read 10 pages of a relationship book. Write your daily actions. Be specific about when you will do each one. Assign each action to a specific time of day. This is critical. An action without a scheduled time will not get done. Now build these actions into a daily routine. A sequence that you will follow every single day. The same sequence. At the same times. Until it becomes automatic. This is your system. This is what you will follow when motivation is gone. This is what will carry you through the 90 days. Action 3. Eliminate contradictory behaviors. You cannot add new patterns while maintaining old patterns that contradict them. If you want to build wealth but you continue to spend impulsively, the contradiction will sabotage you. If you want to lose weight but you keep junk food in your house, the contradiction will defeat you. If you want a great relationship but you continue to prioritize work over connection, the contradiction will destroy you. Make a list of the behaviors, habits, and patterns that contradict your 90-day objective. Be honest. This requires self-awareness and courage. Then eliminate them. Not reduce them. Not moderate them. Eliminate them. For 90 days, you are removing everything that works against your objective. This is not forever. This is strategic elimination for a specific period to create momentum and build a new pattern. If you are building health, eliminate alcohol. Eliminate sugar. Eliminate late-night eating. Eliminate screen time before bed. If you are building wealth, eliminate unnecessary purchases. Eliminate entertainment subscriptions you do not use. Eliminate time-wasting activities that do not generate income or develop your skills. If you are building relationships, eliminate work emails after 6 p.m. Eliminate phone scrolling when you are with your partner. Eliminate television during conversation time. Elimination creates space. Space for the new patterns. Space for focus. Space for transformation. Action 4. Create environmental triggers. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower does. If you want to change your behavior, change your environment. Design triggers that remind you to take your daily actions. Physical objects. Visual cues. Automatic reminders. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Put your shoes by the door. Set your alarm across the room so you have to get up to turn it off. If you want to eat healthy, prepare your meals in advance. Put a water bottle on your desk. Remove all junk food from your home. If you want to build your business, put your laptop in your workspace before you go to bed. Put a sign on your desk that says your 90-day objective. Block distracting websites during your work hours. If you want to improve your relationship, put your phone in another room during dinner. Put a reminder in your calendar for your daily conversation. Put a note on your mirror that reminds you of your commitment. Make the right choice the easy choice. Make the wrong choice difficult. Engineer your environment for success. Action 5. Track your progress daily. Get a calendar. Physical or digital. Every single day, you will mark whether you completed your committed actions. This is non-negotiable. If you do not track, you will drift. You will forget. You will make excuses. You will convince yourself you are doing better than you are. Tracking creates accountability. It creates evidence. It creates momentum. At the end of each day, before you go to sleep, review your daily actions. Did you complete them all? Mark yes or no. Be honest. Do not rationalize. Do not make excuses. If you completed them, put a large X on that day. Feel the satisfaction. Acknowledge your commitment. If you did not complete them, leave that day blank. Feel the discomfort. Let it motivate you to not repeat that mistake tomorrow. Your goal is to create an unbroken chain of X marks for 90 days. This chain becomes a powerful psychological motivator. You will not want to break it. Every 7 days, do a deeper review. Look at your week. What worked? What was difficult? What do you need to adjust? What patterns are you noticing? Write down your observations. This reflection is where growth accelerates. You learn from your experience. You refine your system. You become more effective. Every 30 days, do a comprehensive assessment. Measure your progress toward your objective. Are you on track? Ahead? Behind? Why? Adjust your approach if necessary. But do not change your objective. Do not lower your standards. Find a better way to reach the standard you set. Action 6. Practice strategic renewal. 90 days of intense focus will drain you if you do not build in renewal. But understand this, renewal is not entertainment. Renewal is not distraction. Renewal is activity that restores your energy and sharpens your mind. Schedule 1 day per week for renewal. Not rest. Renewal. This might include time in nature. Physical activity that is not your regular workout. Reading that expands your mind. Quality time with people who energize you. Creative activity that brings you joy. Spiritual practice that centers you. On this day, you still complete your core daily actions. But you allow yourself space to step back from the intensity and reconnect with yourself. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. You cannot sprint for 90 days straight. You must build a rhythm of intensity and renewal that is sustainable. Without renewal, you will burn out. With strategic renewal, you will build a pattern that can continue beyond 90 days. Action 7. Document your journey. Keep a journal throughout your 90 days. Not for others. For yourself. Write every day, even if only a few sentences. Record your thoughts. Your struggles. Your victories. Your insights. Your doubts. Your growth. This serves multiple purposes. First, it helps you process your experience. Writing clarifies thinking. It helps you see patterns. It reveals lessons. Second, it creates a record of your transformation. When you look back after 90 days, you will see how far you have come. You will see that the person you were on day 1 is not the person you are on day 90. This evidence is powerful. Third, it helps you navigate difficult moments. When you want to quit, you can read your earlier entries. You can remember why you started. You can see that you have already overcome obstacles. You can find strength in your own story. Write honestly. Write privately. Write consistently. This is a tool of transformation. Action 8. Find your accountability partner. Choose one person who will hold you accountable. Someone you respect. Someone who will tell you the truth. Someone who is also committed to growth. Tell them your 90-day objective. Tell them your daily actions. Ask them to check in with you weekly. In your weekly check-in, report honestly. Did you complete all your daily actions? Where did you struggle? What do you need support with? Do not make excuses to this person. Do not lie. Do not sugarcoat. The power of accountability comes from honesty. And when they give you feedback, receive it. Do not defend. Do not explain. Listen, acknowledge, and adjust. If you cannot find someone in your immediate circle, find a group online. Find a coach. Join a program. But do not do this alone. Accountability is too valuable. Action 9. Protect your morning. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people give this hour away. They check their phone. They respond to messages. They let other people's priorities invade their mind before they have established their own. This is catastrophic for transformation. For 90 days, you must protect your morning with absolute discipline. The first hour belongs to you and your objective. No phone. No email. No news. No social media. Use this hour to review your 90-day objective. Complete your most important daily action. Exercise your body. Feed your mind with content that inspires and educates. Set your intention for the day. What you do in the first hour creates momentum. Do it right, and the rest of the day flows with power. Do it wrong, and you spend the day reacting and playing catch-up. Win the morning. Win the day. Win the morning for 90 days straight, and you win your transformation. Action 10. Expect and plan for obstacles. Do not be naive. Things will go wrong. Life will interfere. You will face unexpected challenges. The question is not if obstacles will come. The question is how you will respond when they do. Right now, before you start, identify the 3 most likely obstacles you will face. Write them down. Then write down exactly how you will handle each one. Create a contingency plan. If you travel for work, how will you maintain your daily actions? Plan it now. If you get sick, what is the modified version of your routine? Decide now. If you face a family emergency, what is the minimum you must do to keep your momentum? Determine now. When obstacles come, you will not have to think. You will not have to decide in the moment. You will simply execute the plan you created when your mind was clear and your commitment was strong. This is how you maintain consistency even when life is chaotic. These 10 actions are your map for the next 90 days. Follow this map exactly. Do not improvise. Do not skip steps. Do not modify based on your feelings in the moment. Trust the process. Commit to the system. Execute daily. And watch yourself transform. You now have everything you need. You understand the law. You know the mistakes to avoid. You have the mindset required. You have the practical steps to follow. The only question that remains is this: will you do it? Not, can you do it? You can. Every person watching this has the capacity to complete 90 days of disciplined action. The capacity is not the issue. The issue is will. The issue is decision. The issue is whether you will finally stop negotiating with yourself and commit absolutely. This is your moment. This is your crossroads. This is where you choose which version of yourself you will become. One choice leads to more of the same. More delay. More excuses. More years passing while you watch others create the life you dream about. That path is comfortable. Familiar. Safe. The other choice leads to transformation. To power. To the life you know you were meant to live. That path is uncomfortable. Uncertain. Demanding. But it is yours. It is waiting for you. It has always been waiting for you. You were not created for mediocrity. You were not designed to live a small, safe, predictable life. You have greatness inside you. Potential that has never been fully expressed. Power that has never been fully unleashed. But that greatness will not emerge by itself. That potential will not realize itself. That power will not manifest through hope and wishful thinking. It will only emerge through decision and discipline. Through commitment and consistent action. Through 90 days of doing what you said you would do, regardless of how you feel, regardless of circumstances, regardless of obstacles. 90 days. 3 months that will prove to you who you really are. Not who you think you are. Not who you wish you were. But who you actually are when tested by time and challenge. 3 months that will either solidify the patterns keeping you trapped or shatter them completely and set you free. The choice is yours. It has always been yours. It will always be yours. But understand this, choosing not to decide is still a choice. Waiting for the perfect moment is a choice. Saying, maybe later, is a choice. And those choices have consequences. Every day you delay is a day you remain the same. Every day you make excuses is a day you reinforce the pattern of making excuses. Every day you choose comfort over growth is a day you choose stagnation over transformation. Time is moving. Whether you begin your 90-day challenge or not, 90 days from now will come. The question is, who will you be when those 90 days have passed? Will you be the same person you are today, with the same problems, the same patterns, the same limitations, only 90 days older? Or will you be transformed? Will you have proven to yourself that you can commit and follow through? Will you have built new patterns? Will you have created evidence that you are not a victim of circumstance but a creator of reality? The answer depends entirely on what you do next. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Not after you finish this project or wait for things to calm down. Now. Today is day one. Today is the beginning of your 90-day transformation. Today is when you stop being the person who talks about change and become the person who creates it. Make the decision right now. Say it out loud if you are alone. I commit to my 90-day challenge. I will not quit. I will not make excuses. I will follow through. Feel the weight of those words. Feel the power of that commitment. You are not the same person you were before you spoke them. Now take the first action. Open your journal or a blank document. Write your 90-day objective. Make it specific. Make it clear. Make it challenging. Do it now, before you move on to the next video or the next distraction. This moment is sacred. This moment is where transformation begins. Do not waste it. Once you have written your objective, write your daily actions. The 3 to 5 things you will do every single day for 90 days. Schedule them. Assign them to specific times. Then make your commitment public to one person. Text them right now. Tell them what you are doing. Ask them to hold you accountable. These are your first steps. Small steps, but monumental. Because they move you from intention to action. From thinking to doing. From hoping to building. And remember this as you begin, you are not alone in this. Millions of people have transformed their lives through committed action. Millions of people have proven that change is possible, that growth is real, that human beings can reinvent themselves. You are joining a lineage of people who refused to accept limitation. Who rejected mediocrity. Who decided that their past would not determine their future. This lineage includes people who started with less than you have. People who faced more obstacles than you face. People who had more reasons to quit than you will ever have. And they succeeded anyway because they committed absolutely and followed through relentlessly. You have the same power they had. You have the same capacity. You have the same potential. The only difference is whether you will use it. And here is what I want you to understand about these 90 days, they will be difficult. There will be moments when you want to quit. When you doubt yourself. When you wonder if it is worth it. In those moments, remember why you started. Remember the person you committed to become. Remember that discomfort is temporary but regret is permanent. And remember this, you are not transforming for 90 days so that you can return to your old life. You are transforming for 90 days so that you can become a different person. A person who no longer needs motivation to take action. A person who follows through because that is who they are. After 90 days, discipline will feel natural. Commitment will feel automatic. Following through will be part of your identity. And from that place, you can accomplish anything. This is not about one goal. This is about becoming the kind of person who sets goals and achieves them. Who commits and follows through. Who says they will do something and then does it. This is about reclaiming your power. Your agency. Your ability to create your life rather than merely react to it. The next 90 days are yours. Not anyone else's. Yours. You will not get them back. You will never have these exact 90 days again. How will you use them? Will you waste them? Will you drift through them unconsciously, as you have drifted through so many days before? Or will you seize them? Will you marshal every ounce of will and discipline you possess? Will you commit so completely that failure is not even a possibility you entertain? This is your choice. Your moment. Your opportunity. Take it. Begin today. Follow the system. Track your progress. Protect your commitment. Execute daily. And 90 days from now, you will look back at this moment as the day everything changed. Not because of what you achieved, but because of who you became. You are not the effect. You are the cause. You are not the passenger. You are the driver. You are not the victim of circumstance. You are the creator of your reality. Now prove it. 90 days. Starting now. No excuses. No exceptions. No retreat. Commit absolutely. Execute relentlessly. Transform completely. This is your time. This is your challenge. This is your opportunity to become who you were always meant to be. The question is not whether you can do this. The question is whether you will. Answer that question with your actions. Answer it with your commitment. Answer it with 90 days of disciplined, focused, unwavering execution. And when you do, you will discover something extraordinary. You are capable of far more than you ever believed. You are stronger than you knew. You have power you have never fully accessed. That power is yours. It has always been yours. It is waiting for you to claim it. Claim it now. Begin now. Transform now. Your 90 days start today. Go.